I'm Peter Leroux, Consulting Services Lead for Altron Karabina.
I'm Eloise Langeveld. I'm a Senior Solutions Specialist at Altron Karabina. Not every customer is the same, so we've put a model together that really speaks to whether you're a small business or whether you're a large enterprise. Our model really focuses on showcasing you or helping you to understand what is in your environment. When we speak to our customers, we realize that their understanding of their environment is not what they think it is. There are gaps that they're not aware of in terms of cost, security, and optimization.
The purpose of having this discussion today is to talk about our Azure Tenant Managed Services that we've developed at Altron Karabina, and to point out how it can assist clients in achieving their end goals, what their typical pain points are, why would they consider the service, and what is included in the offering. So the typical customer pain points that we see when we engage with our clients is they have to focus on their business. They're in the business of doing their business. They might not be focused on IT, and that's where we have the experience and the expertise available for them. So they have adopted a cloud strategy, they are in Azure, but they might not necessarily have an IT department that can support them in that field, or their IT department is new to the cloud environment, so they need some assistance. Now, the first thing to remember is that our aim is never to take over the IT function for any client or customer. The idea is to supplement and build up their team and provide the guidance and the advisory services that's necessary for them. We've also seen that a lot of customers do the cloud adoption journey. Once they're in Azure, a couple of months down the line, they realize this is more expensive or more complex than we initially thought. And there's a couple of reasons for that happening. The first one is that we have the cost sprawl. In other words, a client is building in Azure because it's easy, it's quick. You can roll out anything you want at any point in time, but the cost keeps building. There's a pay-as-you-go model. Everything that you build gets consumed and gets built for. So now the client sits in a situation that I've built all the stuff and it's not optimized for performance or availability or for cost. Another layer that comes into that play is around the security component. Cloud adoption is about putting your infrastructure, your services, your platforms in the cloud, but in such a fashion that it is always secured, protected, scalable, highly available, and backed up. So our role is to make sure that the clients have an environment that is optimized around security, optimized around performance, optimized around their scalability, and optimized around the cost. And that is where our speciality lies, is in providing those resources that have those specific technical skills that the client might not have, to provide that guidance. And if the client is not comfortable in performing the actions required, we have the technical team available for that change control process to actually do those steps for them and take them through that process of achieving that optimized goal. Altron Karabina Azure Tenant Managed Services is based on the 6 pillars of the cloud adoption framework. Those pillars are network, identity, governance, compute, disaster recovery and backup, as well as the governance, monitoring and maintenance portion of it. Now, this is a very broad spectrum and it's not seen as a once-off process where you put down all of the 6 pillars and you leave it alone. There's always a continuous process of fine-tuning, optimizing, looking at the cost, providing the right information to the right people, converting and modernizing from infrastructure to platform or software as a service, and that's where our speciality comes in. But our 3 main focuses in this managed services for our customer is number 1, security. Number 2, looking at the utilization of the environment and optimizing that utilization. And number 3, which is very important for our customers, is in terms of the cost optimization. Sometimes we find that we build machines that we overspec and we need to scale them down. We can achieve the same performance but at a much lower cost, as a very simple example. The Azure Tenant Managed Services is different from any other service in the fact that it is a monthly service that is taken in a 1-year or 2-year or 3-year period. Now, this includes daily tasks, weekly tasks, as well as monthly reporting tasks. So on a daily basis, we look at that environment and we monitor, manage and maintain it on a daily basis. It is not a once-off, walk-away sort of engagement. It is a continuous process. So we're continuously looking at what is happening in your environment, How can we optimize in terms of performance and cost? How can we increase your security level? The unique factor, I would say, is when we take away that worry for the client. Am I safe? Am I doing the right thing in Azure? Am I paying the right cost for this Azure environment? This now becomes someone else's problem that will give them the advice on what to do. Now, what we're not doing is we're not taking away the IT department's job or the IT people's functions. We are supplementing. So our aim is to make our clients' IT departments or IT personnel look like rock stars, because they go back to business and say, this is what we have achieved together with the Altron Karabina Azure Tenant Managed Services. As Altron Karabina, looking at our Azure Tenant Managed Services, we provide an initial assessment of your environment. It is to the value of 11,500 Rands, which can be purchased upfront, and we provide the full report to you. Or if you sign up, that cost is then reverted back into your Azure Tenant Managed Services as part of the cost for onboarding. But it gives you peace of mind that your environment is set up correctly, that it is optimized, and the cost is adjusted according to what you should be using. So you've got two options. We can do the assessment and provide you with a peace of mind, or sign up for the service and we will manage that environment for you.
At Altron Karabina, we are extremely proud of our highly skilled and certified consultants. If you're unsure about your Azure environment, or you just need to do a sanity check, please reach out to our consultants.